Welcome to race time. Mega Man 3. The top 2 of the recent race earlier today. Alicon versus Fleke. I will not spoil who won that race. I'm sure that will have no impact on this race whatsoever. But yeah, these guys have been learning this game for the past month or so. So it's gonna be fun to see. I am ready whenever they are, so I'm just waiting for the countdown. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Here we go. Oh, perfect sync on the start. At least on my screen. Alright. So, there are multiple different routes. It's one of those Mega Mans that actually has multiple competitive routes through the 8 robots. Magnet first is the choice for both of these runners, which is kind of the new, and when I say new I mean like of 10 years, new route, but there is a faster route which is significantly harder as well. And as I said, all of them are competitive, so it's mostly up to preference. So Magnet first, they will be doing the stage buster only, because Magnets first, they don't have access to rush yet, which would help in this next section. They also have to mash down all of these enemies. See Fleke collecting some health. And now they have to do the reappearing, disappearing blocks section. Actually, legit. Alicon kind of messed up a bit there, but it's fine. I'm sure he will not lose the race by 5 seconds. Get damage boosting. Yeah, as you have only a buster, you don't really have many options to deal with these enemies. What is important though is that you want as much health as possible for the Magnet Man fight, because you will be able to neglect his, or like counter his bad pattern. So he has 2 different attacks. He can do the magnet fart, as I like to call them, or he can jump up and throw magnets at you from top of the screen. You can't reach him in any way with Buster when he's up top, so you want him to stay on the bottom. And whenever he starts farting, you simply slide into him. And that cancels his attack. So it's a bit of a balance between like how much health or how much damage you can take, and yeah, what pattern you get, what pattern you want. And they finish up basically sick, so yeah. Fleke having slightly less health when going into the fight meant he has to wait for the boss patterns a little bit. And that allowed Alicon to catch back up. Okay, next Hardman. So now we're going pretty much straight weakness order. Weaknesses in Mega Man 3 are a little bit different than in the later Mega Mans. It's not like strict, this weapon does 4 damage to this boss, etc. It's a little bit varied. But yeah, Hardman is weak to Magnet. So we'll go there next. Rush Call you start out with in this game, so they actually had that available already. I will see. Both going to juke these monkeys and get past them. They take quite a few hits if you want to actually try to buster them down, which is even harder because with the rush item out, you can't fire as many bullets. Now they're both back on Buster. They don't really have any choice here trying to shoot these extremely annoying enemies. Oh, they're perfect sync. Yeah. Now for the lag screen. There's a lot of lag in this game, so there's a lot of strats to like mitigate lag overall. Onto the second Proto Man fight. This one is a little bit different than all the other ones, as the terrain is different, which actually makes it a lot harder in my opinion. Alicon playing it safe, going for the health, which is not a bad idea. Let's see if he goes for the quick kill. There's a quick kill you can do on this to avoid the stun. I think Fleke will not go for it in this situation. No, he'll just eat the stun. So does Alicon. Okay, yeah, probably smart in a race situation to just... Oh, both had to swap to Buster as well. Missing some magnets. But yeah, there's a small strat you can do to sort of, you take damage from Hardman as he stuns you, but that makes you take double damage from him, which is about half your health. So you need half health or more to be able to do that strat, and then not take any extra hits on him, of course. On to Top Man. So yeah, Top Man is weak to Hardman, so we're just going straight weakness order. Top Man is quite difficult to do well. There's a lot of enemies, there's a lot of like lag and things you wanna shoot to reduce the lag, and yeah, you get super punished from all the small mistakes. If Fleke is just damage boosting through most things, already at half health. Surely not a problem. See, these, I'm not sure what they call. Someone told me what they were called. These Met, like the Mets in the big machines driving. They're super annoying to hit. Basically, just a few pixels in sort of like their eye level that you can hit. Using magnets on the cats. Fleke even having one magnet left over for that Met. They're both kind of low on health, but luckily they both have Hard Knuckle, which is Top Man's weakness. That was okay. That was a bit sketchy on Fleke's end there. I'm not sure if he was going for the actual jump. You can skip the last moving platform here and do a very precise jump instead. But yeah. It only saves like a second or something, so I would not go for it in a race. So yeah, with Hard Knuckle is one of those that does more damage than 4 damage, which is the typical weakness damage. So you only have to hit Top Man 4 times. Typically you hit him 2 times on the right side and then 2 times on the left side, but having enough time to hit him twice on the right side is pretty hard. But it's no big deal, you can just hit him 3 times on the left side instead. So that fight is basically always exactly the same. Right, and then Shadow Man is weak to Top Spin. Top Spin being one of the like generally weakest weapons in all of Mega Man series. But it definitely has its uses. And some fun glitches you can do with it as well. So Fleke is onto the dark section. This is a really tough room to get down and do quickly and squeeze in as many slides as possible and hit enemies. You want to hit enemies as soon as possible so that they don't cause lag. Like ideally you will want everything to die before it gets on screen. It's not possible on this screen. Just as a general rule throughout the entire game. And then both of them have magnet. This is one of those really nice like things about this route is that you have magnet for this section. So you just have to be careful about drops. I'm not sure if Fleke got a drop there or what happened. The thing that's really scary if you die here multiple times, you run out of mana. Okay, he got a drop. The Fleke RNG. But yeah, you just have to watch out for the drops and like make sure you're not trying to jump while collecting a drop or something, and then the jump input not registering. Speaking of inputs not registering in this game, it's a thing when you're trying to speedrun and push this game. You will start to notice that this game really likes to drop inputs a lot, and it's not random or anything. You basically you can't shoot on the frame you land, like on the frame you touch ground. You can't shoot. You also can't shoot when you turn around. I think like there's a bunch of scenarios where you simply can't do any inputs, and you just have to get used to that. Okay, Alicon is on to Gemini Man. This is another one of those screens that is really tough to get down and do quickly. Again here, just trying to shoot enemies like before they are on screen to reduce lag, and in this case also to prevent them from shooting more things that causes more lag. I'm playing it really safe, probably watching the stream knowing that Fleke died, so I was trying to keep his lead. So a trick here they both just did successfully. There's a cutscene at the end of the first screen here where you bump into Proto Man, but luckily, as long as you're sliding, this cutscene doesn't start, and then you can just jump out of the slide before it ends. And if you jump into the hole, like there's no structure there, it's just for show. So you can just jump through to the next screen. So you skip that whole cutscene like that, and then the music never restarts, which is actually very beneficial because it reduces lag. The NES doesn't have to think about playing music as well, and just yeah, it reduces lag quite a bit in this section. Makes it okay. They're doing different strats here. So Alicon sticking to Rush Marine. This section is really scary to do. Fleke is squeezing in some slides here. I haven't really talked about this, but it's one of those things where the game likes to drop inputs, which is you can't jump out of a slide at the beginning of a slide. I think it's 8 frames. That's what I've been told for 12 years. So I'm just gonna say it's 8 frames at the start of a slide. You can't jump at all, which makes single block or single tile slides really scary. So, but they both made it through. Fleke catching back up quite significantly in this stage. Maybe Alicon playing it a bit too safe. And yeah, Gemini is weak to Shadow Blade, but is also weak. Like, I think his main weakness is actually Gemini Laser, like himself. Kind of like Metal Man in Mega Man 2, if you know about that. But Shadow Blade makes it so that you can hit him while he's, like, no matter where he is on screen, which makes the fight a lot faster. And it still does quite some damage to him as well. So now we're on to Needle. Needle is weak to Gemini Laser as well. And from Needleman we will get Rush Jet, which we delay for quite a bit in this route. The 2 stages you would normally use Rush Jet in is Magnet and Snake. And Snake Man we can push all the way to the end if we want to. And as we have Magnet, we're gonna use it as much as possible, basically, in all of the stages. Magnet is a very powerful weapon. It is a bit weird to use. Because it will just lock onto... You're not actually controlling it yourself. It will just lock onto everything, every sprite. Basically it sees. Ooh, Alicon having some issue. Okay, this is gonna be really exciting for Alicon. Okay, he's just gonna use knee tank. Smart. It's really difficult to do this fight without taking damage. It's even fastest to actually take damage. And we got the first instance of a Nudua laser on Fleke's screen. But Fleke passing Alicon again. And back in the lead. Only 2 stages left now. These 2 stages end up being... At least Snake Man ends up being one of the last stages in all the routes. Mainly because you want Rush Yet on the stage, and you also want Needle on Snake Man. Those are like the 2 requirements. Fleke is swapping to the wrong Rush. Rush Coil not quite as good as Rush Yet. Rush Yet in this game is incredibly overpowered. You can just fly. You have full control where you fly. So we're gonna be using Rush Yet for this entire stage, more or less. Trying to kill enemies to reduce lag. Oh. See, Fleke getting through the lag room. It's very close right now. Okay. Avoiding damage. So once you have Rush Yet, you can, when you're using it, you always want to fly up. Basically, always want to fly up to close to the top of the screen, so you can jump off and like move Mega Man over the screen, which also reduces lag. And also, as long as you're not standing on Rush Yet, you're not actually consuming any, or like the energy isn't draining. So you can see both of them just going up and then start jumping. And you can see how little the energy drops once they start jumping. So, yeah, Rush Yet actually very good on this stage. Snake Man is weak to Needle Man, but this fight can get very laggy. Very nice fight from Fleke. Slightly not the best pattern, but we got through. Alicon actually ending up in the center, which will save some time. So in this game, you lose control of Mega Man as soon as the boss dies. But Mega Man will then automatically move to the middle of the screen before the stage ends. So the closer you can end the fight to the middle of the screen, the better. Same goes for where you kill the boss. You want to kill the boss as close to the middle as possible, because the fanfare will not play before all the explosion sprites from the boss are off screen. Best music incoming. Fight. I don't think it's a very controversial opinion to say that Barkman has the best music. Okay. This is one of those stages that are, in my opinion, pretty simple. It has some scary sections for sure, but it is definitely one of the easier stages, I would say. So let's see if I curse them and they both die here. It's also quite simple to do Buster only. It's basically just as fast as doing the stage with weapons. It is a little bit faster to do with weapons, but you also risk getting like drops and refills, which will slow you down. Killing the center block to reduce lag by a lot. This end section always looks very scary, but as long as you just you can do this screen by just walking as well. Like you just walk and jump. You just never let go of right, and it's not as scary. Both made it through. Wasn't successful at cursing them. Fleke in the lead by about, let's see here. By about 8 seconds. Let's see. So now we're on to the mid section of the game, which is the block robots, aka we ran out of time and money, and we have to finish the game now. Let's just reuse the assets and music from some of the Robot Monster stages and throw together some just more advanced versions of those stages. So this is Gemini version 2, which is even more difficult to do. This first screen is very scary. Like, yeah, in a race, you just play it slow and try to get through without dying. Like, if you get through the screen without dying, you're happy. Which Fleke did. And Alicon is too as well. So now we're gonna swap to Needle, because we want to use Needle for the first boss in this stage. So we don't want to bother swapping to Buster. Needle is basically Buster as well. Just mashing through these bubbles. Once there are 3 fishes on screen, there can't be more. So the common strat is to just quickly open up 3 eggs and then leave those fishes alive. So yeah, we're also gonna reuse bosses from the previous game in these stages. So here's Flashman in slightly different form. Dies very fast to Needle. Oh, Alicon having some issues. You really don't want to take too much damage on the first half of this stage. Okay. As I'm saying that, I realize they're probably just both gonna use Rush Jet as Fleke is doing now and not actually do the super insane damage boost strats, which is smart in a race. So they're fine. Alicon's fine. Here you have a... I don't know how to describe this section, just ladders everywhere. Which is very annoying when you try to slide and you hold down when you're passing. Like, you're accidentally gonna grab ladders. Basically all the time. And then we have Bubble Man, which is weak to Shadow Blade. So it's a very similar fight to the one in Eggman 2 where it's weak to Metal Blade. And Fleke's got it. Basically, in these fights, you just want to make sure that the boss is in iframes or is flashing when you are flashing. Like, if you're gonna take a hit, you want to make sure you hit the boss right before taking a hit. And that's really all you have to worry about in this fight. Oh, Fleke got the trick. So we're on to Doc Shadow. There's a trick in this you can set up very easily in the beginning of this stage, which also despawns the music. You basically... I can't hear Alicon, so I don't know if you got it. You'll have to tell me. We can maybe tell by how much it's lagging later. But the way it works is that you basically die on the same frame as you transition the screen to the next screen. In which case, yeah, the music, like the death sound plays, but you don't actually die, and that also doesn't restart the music. Fleke did it again. He just took a death and then showed that he can do it consistently. It's very nice of him. So now Alicon is back in the lead. So yeah, this is version 2 of Shadow Man stage. Of course, we're gonna have one of these sections with lights turning on and off, and these annoying eyes walking or rolling against you, and the grenades and so on. These platforms that open when you stand on them are very annoying. They're kind of smaller than they look, so it's actually very easy to slip off them. So I'm gonna look at Alicon now, defeating Woodman successfully. So he's using Gemini laser here on these first guys and then swapping to magnet. This is basically just you can use magnet right away and kill all those guys with magnets as well, but then it will work out so that you have 2 magnets too little to make it through that screen, so you basically rely on drops. So yeah, you can see the Fleke as well. He's gonna just use magnets on these Gemini laser on these first enemies and then swap to magnets, so he guaranteed to have enough energy. This is also one of those sections where you just have to watch out for drops. Very mindful. Heatman is the final boss of this stage, as we saw on Alicon. I can explain it a little bit now that Fleke is here as well. Heatman is the same as in Mega Man 2. He has random delays, how long it takes, like from that you hit him until he charges at you. Basically how long he stays invincible. There's also a trick in this game, because he's weak to top. If you hit him as soon as he becomes vulnerable, he doesn't notice, so you can hit him twice, which is a pretty big time save every time you manage to do it. But they're both through. Fleke is slightly behind now, after that second death. Alicon is using Rush Jet here. I've not seen this at all. But it works, I guess. Okay, he's also collecting the E-tag. Let's see if Fleke is also gonna use Rush yet. Okay, this is just a strat that I'm not aware of. Alright, Alicon is on to the first. This is probably the worst of the Mega Man 2 bosses. Airman is quite random, very laggy. And he's weak to the worst weapon, which is Spark Shot. Spark Shot this is the only time you will see Spark Shot. So you basically, the strat is, you just get close to him and then just mash. And hope he dies relatively fast. Let's see how Fleke does. So you can sort of sip in this fight as well. If you slide into one of these tornadoes while the wind is pushing you just sip to the right for some reason. They're both through, and they're quite healthy, both of them, so that's fine. Fleke is taking some extra hits. Yeah, this Rush Jet section, there's not too much to say about it. It's the same as before. You just want to get to the top and jump off the top to reduce lag. Advanced strats are you want to jump and try to bait these dragonflies to go far down, so you despawn them. It's not super important, especially in a race. You just want to get through without taking too many hits or dying. That's Fleke is done 3 times now. So now it's gonna get exciting, because yeah, you use quite a bit of energy to get over here. So I'm too focused. So you can actually grab energy from the bottom. Like if you jump out on the top of the screen, you can see Fleke just did it. You're gonna wrap around and actually grab stuff from the bottom. So I'm focusing too much on Fleke because he's dying, and you just want to see how he handles it. Meanwhile, Alicon is through. Crashman is the final boss of this stage. There's not really too much to say about this last section. Snake is surprisingly good here. It deals with these mini bosses real fast, and it deals with all the enemies on the way pretty fast. So Snake, for once, Snake is actually the weapon choice. And then Crashman is weak to Hard Knuckle, which can be quite painful to try and hit him. Alicon is on to the last Dock Robot stage, which is the second version of Sparkman stage. So it's just a more extreme version of Sparkman, but it's honestly not too much more difficult. use Gemini Laser first half to just deal with enemies quickly. Metal Man is weak to Magnet, pretty fittingly. This is one of those fights that are... It's just really annoying based on how the magnets work. Basically, he can jump high or low, and that makes the magnets hit him at different points. And it's kind of just awkward to try and time the shots on him. But it's really nothing more than that to it. Like, you're never in any danger of actually dying to Metal Man, I would say. Unless Fleke proves me wrong here. This stage also, right after Metal Man, you can despawn the music. Same trick as in Doc Shadow, but it's not as simple to set up. And it's also quite dangerous. It's a bit random, so you definitely don't want to risk it in a race, especially because you haven't reached the checkpoint yet in the stage. You would start from the beginning. Ooh, that was very close, Michael. So yeah, Quickman is the last boss we fight. Almost said Gemini Man. And he's extremely dangerous. It's mostly dangerous because he does so much contact damage. So you really, really want to avoid getting hit from him. You want, like, his boomerangs does like 2 damage or something. It's like nothing. So you just want to, as soon as he throws out boomerangs, you're just gonna want to take a hit from them, and then just try to time your shots on Quickman. Quickman actually has 2 weaknesses, which is Snake and Gemini Laser. Gemini Laser is technically faster, but it's also super scary because, yeah, you've seen what happens if you miss a Gemini Laser. And you don't want to have that happen on this boss fight. Very nice, Fleke is through. Alicon is on to the wily stages, so now we're back to just normal stages again. No more remakes. Actual stages, as I like to call them. The wily stages in this game is actually very good, in my opinion. It's good music, good stages, short stages. I just kind of enjoy them quite a lot. So we're gonna use Magnet here on these guys, because it's the quickest way to deal with them. And then Jet. This was not always the case in this stage. We used to not swap to Jet and just play through the rest of the stage with Magnet to... I actually forgot how we would used to do it, but we didn't used to use Jet in that disappearing block room. This boss is the biggest RNG swing in the entire run. He can delay quite a bit before he releases the turtles. Alicon has excellent RNG. That is very nice RNG. Maybe we'll see if Fleke will demonstrate the bad RNG. But yeah, you just like, you can hit him with top spin is usually the choice because it's easy. You can also use Shadow Blade. It's a good choice. You just try to hit the turtles as soon as they spawn. But yeah, I think the worst to best pattern is somewhere around 10 seconds on that fight. Usually, like, you will probably never see the extremes, like the best possible pattern or the worst possible. So yeah, somewhere in the range there. Alicon is collecting all the E-tanks. Alright, so we're gonna watch Alicon. We're not gonna watch Fleke struggle with the turtles. This boss fight is probably one of the most known ones, like tricks you sort of have to learn, even though I don't agree. when you start running this game. You want to kill him in one cycle here. Oh, Alicon didn't get a single hit on him. I don't know what happened there, but it looked like he tried a little bit too hard to try and hit him. So normally you would damage boost and like stand directly beneath his eye. So all you have to do is hold up and hold jump and then just mash. And you actually don't need, like, this is more of a timing fight than a mash fight. It's okay, so Fleke has a chance here to gain back quite some time. Okay, 3 cycles from Alicon up and Fleke died again. I didn't even see what happened to Fleke, I just saw the explosion. But yeah, as I was saying, the fight itself, well, let's see if Fleke can do it, but it's not too much about mashing. I think you only need to press the button like... he only takes 10 hits. So, like, it's nothing like outlandish. Most people could probably mash that fast. It's just about timing, like being able to hold up and jump while you mash, and also then jumping and like shooting at the correct time is what's really important. Okay, Alicon is just cruising through Wily 3. Let's see if Fleke can get some... gain back some time. I will explain the quick kill Alicon just did soon, but... Ah, 2 shots away from Fleke. Yeah, this is typically one of those things that people can do like 99 out of 100 times in practice, but then when you actually get there in a run, and especially a race, you sort of just tense up that little bit extra and then you miss it. So Alicon cruised through Wily 3. We didn't even mention Wily 3. End boss fight of Wily 3 is a clone robot. Luckily, we know which one is the correct one always. So it sort of spawns 3 ones and 3 clones, and only 1 is real. But we know the top one is always the real on the first cycle. And we can one-shot him, more or less, by firing buster shots while we have Rush Coil out, which allows us to pause the game even though we have bullets on screen. And if we swap to another weapon, the bullets will take the property of that weapon. And if we swap to top spin, it will just destroy bosses. So that's what we did. Top spin does an insane amount of damage to most things. Like, it either does no damage or it does an insane amount of damage to most things. So you got it as well. So Alicon is just doing the refights now. The refights in this game are very difficult, I would say. Probably one of the most difficult refights in Classic Mega. It's very punishing when you miss like Gemini lasers or take extra hits. You have to collect more health and so on. And just surviving the stage to begin with is difficult, I would say. Alicon is just staying healthy. Good choice in this situation. It's literally just gonna win if he doesn't die. Like, there's no way Fleke can catch up at this point, unless Alicon dies. Ooh. And Alicon is done. See if Fleke gets the double hit. Yeah, he did. The 2-2. I want to make sure to not kill Top Man point blank. Don't really have time to explain that, but yeah, don't kill him point blank. You want to make sure that the projectile actually spawns and hits him. Otherwise you will cause some delay. So let's see. Alicon did the quick kill on Wily Machine. So the Wily Machine is pretty weak to Snake, and he's always gonna do the same attack in the beginning, like assuming you did the first half of the fight correctly. So we know he's gonna like press down immediately. So we just damage boost, and then when he comes down, we just jump and mash snakes at him until he dies. There are ways you can do it slightly easier by causing, like intentionally causing lag to give yourself more room to mash. This is the final boss. Alicon is gonna be done any moment now. And we simply just use topspin again. Because topspin is very good. GG Alicon. Let's see if Fleke can do the rest without dying. Oh my god. Just hit him. Oh my, okay, I would not do that, but sure, it worked this time. The Fleke strats of just face tanking everything. Pray that it dies before you. Alright, let's see if Fleke can do the snake quick kill. So first phase, now we can talk about it a little bit more. You just want to get under him here, and all you need to do is kill this cannon as soon as possible. So now you know he's gonna press down. Oh, 2 shots away. So now it's, yeah, you just swap to Shadow Blade and kill him from beneath. Good. Usually about, like, if you miss that, it's usually about a 5-ish second time loss. You just swap to Shadow Blade and deal with him. Unless you missed him completely, in which case you will not be able to kill him with Shadow Blade in time, and you will have to be inventive. So yeah, as you saw as well, this last boss has 2 phases. Just shoot him with Shadow Blade as much as possible. He dies, spawns a new head or whatever. You use Rush Coil to get up, and then you just swap to top, and yeah, that's it. GG's. Exciting race. Fleke caught up a bit there, even while dying, but yeah, a couple of deaths too many. Still a nice race. And thanks for having me. Hope you enjoyed this Mega Man 3 race. I know both of them are learning Mega Man 4 next, so they're probably gonna pop up some races from Mega Man 4 if you wanna pick that up and join them in the races. Fleke usually invites a whole, like pretty much everyone he can think of to these races. So yeah, that's it. Thank you.